So this is the book Ivan Sokolov, Winning Chess Middlegames, in volume 2. It seems that there was another volume made by Sokolov about 10 years ago, obviously Winning Chess Middlegame volume 1, which was about 1d4. This one, it's about 1e4 pawn structures. Here you can read in the back about it, and it says, have you ever wondered why it takes grandmaster just a second to see what's happening in a chess position? It's all about pawn structures, as Ivan Sokolov explained in his groundbreaking book Winning Chess Middlegames from 2010. To tell you the truth, everybody of these great players, Sokolov, Yusupov, and others, they all went to try to become world champion. Obviously, they didn't, but honestly, we are gifted as chess players by their contribution as teachers more than as top players. So this is the thing. Thanks to the fact that they didn't win the world championship, we have some gifted teachers that give us a lot. I remember I have a book by Sokolov on middle games, or maybe there are two books. Maybe it was Thinkers Publishing, something like that, and or maybe it was a course by ChessBase. I don't remember which one. I just follow one of his games expressed and analyzed by him, and it was amazing. So I think some people are better as teachers than becoming champions, but as a champion they wouldn't really give us anything. Instead, as a teacher, they really open us a universe in front of us. I would like to show you this game number 4, page 25 of this book, between Miros Perunovic and Aloysius Jankovic. Sorry for not pronouncing their name right. I have picked this game because it shows how brutal White's attack can be if the knight on h5 combines with a g4, g5 pawn push in a good way. So let's go through the opening moves fast, because this book is not about theory, it's about pawn structure. It's trying to teach you what to do in a certain pawn structure. Okay? So knight f6, knight c3, knight c6, bishop g5, e6, queen d2, a6, castle, bishop d7, f4, b5, bishop takes f6, g takes f6, king b1, obviously trying to avoid a possible unrest, b4, knight c e2, queen b6, knight takes c6, bishop takes c6, and f5, e5, knight g3. Now you can start to understand what he was pointing to. Queen c5. As mentioned in Grishuk Lupulescu, black should strongly consider h5 here. So instead of this move, he should play h5 to avoid that the knight goes there. Okay? So queen h5 is not the right move. In fact, what happens is that white plays knight h5. Instead, in the game that he mentioned, it seems Grishuk played this move, b3. Okay? So it gives you also a little of opening preparation. Now black plays a wrong move, which is king e7. And here there is comment the standard router king move, based on the belief that black's king will be safe in the center. Yes, the king will be safe unless his pawn defenses are broken down. At the time this game was played, 16 king e7 was considered quite okay for black. But the direct, brutal approach white took in this game put an end to the line. Uh, and this says that here black should have played with this and give some lines to prove it, okay? Now the problem is that it's quite possible that a new engine came out and found a way to dismount that move that up to that moment seemed okay. Because, let's see, this game was played when? In 2014, yes. So 2014, it's quite possible, right? And why? Because guess what? There is the famous G4 pawn push, for which, by the way, there is another book by New in Chess on this kind of push in many different situations and many different games. Here the author says all the drawbacks of the black kings on e7 are now apparent. Take note that white, with the white knight on h5 supported by the g4 g5 pawn push, the king is in grave danger on e7. The tactical idea is of bishop c4 is a mistake, he says, as rook g8 would stop it. Okay, clearly there is a lot of theory in the Sicilian, and this move could have been found maybe by an engine, right? Let's see. Rook g8, the pawn grab with bishop takes e4 runs into an obvious refutation. Obviously, I don't tell you what is the refutation, but I think if you get the book, you will see it. If not, you can try to figure it out because it's kind of important that you are kind of interactive and active in understanding these positions. So, rook g8, it continues with rook g1. Black is already in a bad situation and decides to grab the pawn after all. The pawn is e4, bishop takes e4. The alternative was rook g5. Okay. Now white should not be in a hurry and calmly prepare. Okay. So let's see instead, thanks to the fact that he took on e4, what white did. He played g5, which is a dubious move. This seemingly direct blow is a mistake here, allowing black to stay in the game. It was better to opt for light's clear domination with bishop g2. And then after bishop takes g2, rook takes g2, and here there is a line which is quite a few moves to prove the point, okay? Instead of g5, okay? Yeah, it's kind of interesting to see also these lines that there are in the book, because they in fact explain why something doesn't move, doesn't work. But the good thing is that when someone makes a mistake, generally the opponent makes a mistake too. And guess what? Black did this. F takes g5, which is also a mistake, not seizing the sudden opportunity to escape. Black would have been very much back into the game after rook c8. So instead of taking, he should have played this move. And here obviously there is a big line which proves it, and there is also an analysis diagram. The analysis diagram is slightly smaller or generally is kind of written analysis diagram to tell you what's going on, okay? So that's kind of very important. So instead of this move, you should have played rook c8. And the analysis proves it. Again, I don't know. I think much of this work must be done as homework if you want to play the Sicilian, because this is clearly not a joke and must be probably checked and double checked by engine. Okay. White continued with rook g4. And now the game ends with a brutal annihilation. Bishop f3. Wow. What do you play now? Try to become white in this position, and guess what would you play? Okay. So pause your video, pause this video, and guess. It's rook c4, queen b6, obviously keeping control of c7, but rook takes b4, queen c6, and now there is a great move by white. Again, pause the video and try to find it, because I think you will be quite satisfied if you can find this move. The move is rook b7, check, king d8, queen a5, king c8, rook b6, queen c7, and bishop takes a6, check. White can choose how to win here. Another way was rook d3. Okay. But let's continue to see what happens. After bishop takes a6, we check. Black played bishop b7, bishop takes b7, queen takes b7, queen c3, and here is over. Okay, after this move, black resigned. So this was a very interesting sharp game given in this book. Notice, since this is a review, I think it's fair to tell you that there are many exercises for each chapter. Okay, there are exercises. It gives you a little description of the exercise, what you are looking for, and at the end of a chapter, it gives you also the solutions to this exercise. So it's not only to read the book, but one also should do the exercises. And this, for me, is great. The book is not overly huge, it's just 286 pages. There are obviously over, how many games? I think I saw it before, yeah, that's it. 47 games. 47 games to study. So it's clearly a good book to learn from. And I hope you will enjoy.